I'm Cliff Curtis, also known as Stabby Organs, Canadian hip-hop artist, cook, food enthusiast, and travel aficionado. Join the ride as I eat, drink, and assimilate in hopes to unearth novelty found around the globe. Perhaps I'll even stop to talk food, rhymes, and life with a few local artists along the way.
Put my bags in the truck, birds at the call, tin of sardines on the living room floor. Can't breathe, my canteen's lost. Haven't seen water in the last 3 stops. Turn campaign fodder for scatterbrain fox. Latter-day Saint running with an out-of-date cause. Meditate to eradicate flaws, making barricade jump when the saddlebags on. I'm gone. My love ain't so, your heart ain't gold. Yeah, that's for sure. You make me wanna go. I can't stay home. No, I can't stay home. I was born on the road.
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's modern and bustling capital city, home to nearly 9 million people with over 40% ethnically Chinese and 10% Indian, KL offers a tasty representation of Malaysia's tantalizing culinary diversity. Boasting the 3rd spot for English reading proficiency in Asia, only trailing Singapore and the Philippines, travel throughout Malaysia should be a breeze for native speakers. This, combined with its sensational cuisine, breathtaking tropical landscapes, and warm-hearted citizens, made for a magnificent month-long pilgrimage across the country. I arrived in KL on New Year's Eve for a rendezvous with mixologist, beverage consultant, entrepreneur, and all-around wild man Callan Green for a kidney-pummeling, adulterant-fueled commencement of 2024 at the soft opening of Peruvian restaurant Feliz and extending to parts unknown deep off into the night. The following is a chronicle of the moments after the haze had finally lifted. Cheers.
Cheers.
So what are we looking at here as far as food goes?
So this is one of my favorite noodle places. These guys have been here for years and years and years. This is the original store called Damansara Uptown. It's the area we're in. Hokkien Mee.
So I'm excited about this, and you know why? I love this color in the noodles. That dank brown color makes me think like something nice in a wok. It's gonna have something deadly flavor.
I've stirred it all up so the sauce is like nice and juicy. It's a little hot with it. Dig in, man.
All right, so this is beef and prawns, right?
No, pork. Pork and prawns. Looks like beef just because of the sauce.
That's pretty badass.
It's badass. I really love the prawns, but man, it's a little finicky. You know, the other night when we had those peeled prawns at Making Fat, and it was like you could pay a little extra to have them already peeled for you. I was just like, oh, that is such a winner idea. Like, give me that lazy white man prawns any day.
No doubt.
But you know, I got my Malaysian friends they're gonna pick this up without peeling it and just chomp on it and eat the whole thing. So, yeah, that's a one-way ticket to the ER for me. But.
Are you big on raw eggs?
Yeah. I mean, I drink 6 of them every morning. No.
The one thing I'm not a huge fan of with raw eggs is like the kind of mucusy texture that you can get with it. But we'll get some of this on the plate anyways.
I love the crunch in this from the pork lard.
I know you're in the liquor industry. What's it like working in the liquor industry like in a Muslim country? Does it hinder you at all?
Well, you got to remember that Malaysia is probably the most liberal Muslim country in the world, or up there anyway.
Okay.
I'm sure there's debate to be had over that, but anyway, it's in that direction. And you know, you only just have a majority Muslim population. Up to half the population theoretically are drinking, but you know, a lot of the Muslims drink as well. What I'll find is that my Malay Muslim friends will drink, no problem with that, no problems with other, shall we say, naughty things, but as soon as it comes to pork, it's like, oh, no way, that is evil.
When you started your company, had you already, or one of your companies, had you already acquired like this vast knowledge of booze, or did you kind of pick it up as you go?
You know, it's interesting now that I'm working Pan-Asia or Asia Pacific, because I'm doing work in Australia where the consumers are very knowledgeable, and I'm doing work in Cambodia where they don't know anything. They're like, what's the tequila? That's like the stuff with the worm, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You been to Cambodia before?
Yes.
the first time I went to Cambodia, I went on a tour to Angkor Wat. And like partway through the tour, my tour guide in the tuk-tuk turns around. He's like, "Yo, you smoke weed?" I'm like, yeah, I smoke weed. He's like, "All right, if you want, you buy the booze, and I'll take you to my brother's farm, and we'll get smoked up and just get or whatever." So I went there, and I was like this was on my first trip to Thailand, my first trip to Asia.
Right.
So I'm very like white boy,
A little green,
naive. It's green, perfect word for it. So they start bringing out all this crazy shit, like the duck embryo eggs and like all this. But I don't want to be rude, right? So I'm like force my way through the shit, and although it's nasty, like on the surface, with a little chili sauce, it was actually quite delicious.
In the Philippines, I love balut.
Balut, that's correct.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. I've been to the Philippines so many times, and my Filipino friends have always been like, "You gotta eat it, we're drunk," and I'm like, "No way, it looks gross." You know, and I'm an adventurous eater, but I was like, no. And I'd heard horror stories about my friends getting food poisoning, eating and stuff. And then last year, I guess now because it's 2024, last year I was there in Manila, and we came out, my friends took me to an Egyptian-themed strip club, and we came out of this Egyptian-themed strip club, and there's the bellot saleswoman, I guess. Where I was wasted coming out of the strip club.
I love the Philippines.
And my friend, yeah, you gotta love Makati, right? And my friend's like, "Oh shit, this is the most legit balut lady in all of Manila." And I was like, "Oh, all right, fine, I gotta try." And I have it, and I was like, "This is delicious." And I had like 3.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Especially at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Welcome to Ipoh, population 800,000, give or take. Located 200 kilometers north of Kuala Lumpur, at first glance, the Chinese influence is unmistakable.
So I'm here about 10 in the morning at what's called Concubine Lane. Now, from what I've read online, the history is disputed. So it's either called Concubine Lane because in the late 17th century, this is where all the prostitutes and gambling dens are, or it's where rich businessmen went to buy homes for their second wives. So, you know, either way, it's a fun little history. However, I think just looking through here, it's another one of these places you think you're gonna get some culture, and it's a lot of tourist trinkets and, you know, plasticky consumerism tourism. So not really my thing.
Nothing washes out the bitter taste of disappointment quite like noodle soup, especially that of the curried variety.
So I ordered a couple kinds of dim sum, some chicken and some with vegetables, and also, wow, this sunscreen's really making my face white here. No, that's not a filter. So 2 chicken dim sums and 2 vegetable, and then I've ordered like some dank ass curried soup, it looks like. First has arrived my passion fruit juice. I have a feeling this is gonna be sweet. They added a lot of sugar to stuff. Not too bad. It's pretty good actually. I love passion fruit. That's one thing I love about being in the tropics. Passion fruit everything. Give me whatever it is, passion fruit, I'm in. Wow, what a beautiful bowl of soup this is. We've got, well, let's give it a try first here. Get that slurp. Oh, I just got curry soup all over my shorts, great. This soup has, it's got lemongrass, it's got mint on the top, it's got chicken, it's got shrimp, it's got crispy pork. It's a curry soup. It's got lemongrass, it's got bean sprouts. And it's goddamn delicious. What a breakfast, amazing. I love Asia. All right, got a couple of the chicken dim sum now. We'll just give this a quick try. Steaming hot, I like that. I don't know, I find these to be like a little bit loafy. If we're talking about dim sum, I much prefer the thin noodle-based ones. Tend to be more flavorful as well. However, this is much better than the dim sum I had, or the big pork bun style dim sum that I had in Peru. These chicken ones actually really good. Tasty, I'm surprised. But star of the show, hands down, the soup. This is one of the best soups I've ever had. It's absolutely amazing. So, if you're in Malaysia, any curry soup that comes across your table, try that bitch. That's damn good, actually.
I'm normally ornery when forced to abort my snoring. Early morning we step outside to the swap meet, but talk is cheap, so peep this here recording, take a walk with me.
All right, literally walking right out my hotel room. As you saw from that shot earlier, there's a little bazaar here right on my doorstep, so I thought we'd come have a look. So it's pretty crowded here. It's slow moving through here. I'm hoping I can find some quick breakfast. I'm about to jump on the train and head to Penang for a couple days. See where we go from there. I'm not seeing any food though. It's mostly all clothing and different goods. If I had room in my backpack, I might buy something. You know, we got everything from power tools to used clothing to Chinese remedies, but no food, unfortunately. It is kind of interesting. I mean, we've got like bike rims here behind me. Guitars, I think I even saw a sword. We've got like some old farming tools here. All right, I'm here in Penang, street food capital. So first thing we're gonna do is go look for some street food. We're already at the Kimberley market, which I'm not sure if it's because it's a little bit early. There's not a ton of stands here. But I'm gonna get some Char Suey Teow, I think. Get that wok nice and clean.
Legend has it that with these types of dishes, the majority of the flavor emanates from the wok's patina, with stored memory like the hulls of the Colosseum, but in this case, instead of human beings being torn apart by agitated tigers, it's more like miscellaneous pig and chicken parts culminating in an alchemical storm of torrential proportions. A whirlwind of wok wizardry, if you will.
Impressive, from wok to plate in about 2 minutes. So this looks epic here. We've got a Char Suey Teow, which is a classic Malaysian Chinese dish. And they made it extra spicy for me. I asked for it spicy. Let's give it a shot. You know that reaction. It was actually really good. It's super fresh. I love it when it's just, you put it all in the wok like that, whip it up in like a couple minutes. Comes out nice and fresh, spicy. We've got egg, like a scrambled egg. There's even a tiny bit of what looks like it's pork. It's like bacon. We've got green onion, bean sprouts, and some little scrimpies. And then, I'm not sure what the sauces he was using are. Some type of soy, obviously. I've even got a dinner companion here at the same table. Got a premium for seating. This is excellent. A beautiful representation of Penang, Malay Chinese street food. On to the next one.
True veteran of the flat top, though not quite Big Daddy Kane, still ain't no half-stepping in this kitchen. I've gotta say that this man had quite the set of flippers on him, though in this case more seal than Jessica Alba. The lines on this man's storied face read like a roadmap to delicious omelette goodness, complete with a wry smirk that whispered, "If these oysters are a dancin', don't come a lancin', and don't sweat the technique. We outta here."
This looks excellent. What's this sauce all about? We'll try first. It's a chili sauce, but it's not like a really spicy one. I'm gonna put this all over here, as evenly distributed as possible. Thank you. Thank you. So the Coke's about 90 cents, and the oyster slash omelet is about $4. Looks amazing. Just try one of the oysters here first. Oh, you can taste the sea. That's a delicious oyster right there. Is coriander? Yes. Love me some coriander. Now, we'll mix it all up. It just looked beautiful when he was putting the omelet together, to be honest. Oyster goes with omelet. No doubt about it. Look at that. Crispy outside. That's money, you can't beat that. Don't judge me for drinking Coke. Full sugar, no Coke Zero bullshit. Taking a little break from the beer. This is my vice now. The coriander complements it perfectly. Gives it a little extra punch in there. And chopped green onions also. Really nice.
Next, I stopped for a quick bowl of Hokkien Mee, prawn noodle soup, a Penang hawker special with a strong prawn-flavored stock made mostly from the heads of the aforementioned.
Okay, my friend recommended this soup. I don't even know what it is. I was just told I need to try it. Super local here, as you can see. Let's try this broth. That's rich. Rich, not in texture, but in flavor. Very nice. Two different sizes of noodles here. I like these thicker egg noodles. And these smaller ones remind me of what's called sen mee in Thai food, so I'm very familiar with those. I think it might be a rice noodle and an egg noodle. We got crispy pork. Which is really good. Oh my God. That crispy pork is ridiculous. I think we've also got some diced chicken in here. And judging by the fact there's pork in here, I guess there's no Muslim influence. A little shrimp in here too. Blood red. This is fantastic. It really is. Tons of flavor packed in here. Just a couple bucks. Really nice appetizer. Fat bastard.
On a tip from the hotel receptionist, I headed down to Little India for a taste of some Muslim Indian fare. No comment.
It's interesting down here. Got a little bit of street food. It's a lot of like silk clothing shops and stuff like that. Yeah, it's mostly clothing and food, to be honest. There's some jewelers as well. And then the odd shop selling like trinkets and whatnot. You can see. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go find a sit-down restaurant. Okay, so I've ordered chicken sambal, and I asked for like special rice and some kind of a roti or something. So we'll see what they bring me. Didn't really have much for sit-down restaurants that I could find, but that's fine. We will eat on the street as we do many a time. Okay, so we've got a biryani rice with chicken sambal and an egg, and some of this fresh made roti, and they're bringing me a masala tea, so let's try it. That's delicious. A little bit spicy, a lot of fresh spices in here. I think I can taste some cinnamon is one that is of note sticking out. Someone can tell me I'm wrong. Thank you. My masala tea. Oh wow, that's really good. That's delicious. All right, this roti is nice and hot. Dip it in the curry sauce. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. This place is pretty fair priced also. That biryani rice is on point. We've got, there's some curry leaves in here. I'm not sure what else. I mean, there must be turmeric in here to make it yellow, or saffron, I'm not sure. Wow, the chickens fall off the bone. Delicious. Oh, I'm getting a crowd over here now. Everybody's looking. Fantastic.
Confucius says, head on down to the Baotek Tea House for some reprieve from the great unwashed, and some magnificent shrimp dumplings as an added bonus.
So I'm here at the Baotek Tea House. What an amazing ambience we have in this restaurant here, as you can see. I've ordered a few different types of dumplings and I think like a meatball with scallop. I'm actually surprised they let a reprobate like me into a fine establishment like this with the well-mannered clientele. This is a shrimp dumpling with a little bit of caviar on top, served in a soup, or a soup-like substance with, looks like some flaky egg going there. We'll try the first one on its own with no sauce. This must be the one. It's shrimp with cordyceps mushroom. Okay, now we've got a shrimp dumpling soup and some beautiful crispy meatball dumplings with scallop, I think, and radish. So it looks like some jalapenos and some different chili peppers. So let's dig into this. He's a thick bastard. Wow. That is simply astonishing. It's one of the best dumplings I've ever had. Leave it to the Chinese. God damn. Very impressed with this place. The ambiance is great. They were playing some Frank Sinatra earlier. This one is very elegantly put together. It's been plated beautifully. It just looks like it's ready to jump off the plate at you. Served on a little cucumber here. I'm gonna take the whole thing. Oh wow. This has got some interesting flavors going on there. I don't know how to describe them other than very Asian flavors. Perfect texture. A little bit at a loss for words here. Long story short, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this meal, and I highly recommend you visit this place if you come to Penang, Malaysia. Absolutely stunning. Everything about it. The ambiance, the food, the presentation, everything. 10 out of 10.
And back to the sweltering heat with the rest of you ungrateful peasants. Relax, people, they're only jokes. Please don't report me to community standards.
So here I am at another market in Penang. Pretty crowded in here. So it looks like, unfortunately, and I've been informed, a lot of these stalls today are shut down due to some kind of a water issue they're having in the area. I think they've had to shut down, like they're fixing a bunch of pipes or something. So that's caused looks like about 70-75% of these stalls to be closed today, which is unfortunate. But I'm sure we can still find something. Well, I'm scrunched in and my phone's mounted a little crooked, but that's what we have to do when we're in these tight market settings. A really nice bowl of noodles here within like a soy sauce. We've got some Chinese kale, what looks to be roasted pork, jalapenos, and some beautiful little wontons, which are either pork or shrimp. I'll find out when I get into it. I was waiting online for about 15 minutes for this, and then I've got this really spicy, well, you told me it's really spicy. I'll be the arbiter of what is really spicy and what is not. Oh yeah, it's really spicy. Some beautiful noodles. Some dumplings that she was making right on the spot. Sauce looks great. And then we've got some spice also. So without further ado, try the noodles. A bit viscous, a little slimy, but tasty, not mind-blowing. Let's try the wonton. Oh, that's why everyone was waiting. That wonton is unreal. It'd be a mix of shrimp and pork, I think. So I give the entire thing like a 6.5 to a 7. The wonton, 10 out of 10. So I love when markets are done in this style. We've got on one side, they're making a bunch of food, and on the other side, they've got a bunch of fresh produce and fresh seafood and fresh poultry and whatever else. So that generally means that the food you're getting at the restaurant side is going to be fresh, because, you know, generally they're going to use the produce that comes from the other side of the market, which makes sense. Well, as you can probably see by all the sweat, I've actually got sunscreen dripping into my eyes right now, and it stings. I'm not much for the sweets. However, maybe this will cool me down. So we got ourselves a Malaysian dessert there. Here, I think it's called ice Penang, or Penang. Got some ice cream on top, a bunch of shaved ice, some corn, which I'm guessing is sweet corn mixed with sugar. Also what looks like beans, some kind of a jelly thing, and something making it red here, which is probably some kind of a sugar syrup type thing. So let's give it a try. For sure it's sweet, tastes like candy. But actually really nice in this heat. It's sweltering. I mean, look at this place. Wow, the red syrup reminds me of something in my childhood for sure. This is like some type of a soft drink flavor to it. The ice cream is actually really good. This is a nostalgic bite. Really good. I'm surprised.
Langkawi, Paradise Island, a vacation spot for both foreigners and nationals. At first I was aghast at the vast swarms of tourists and overall garish and commercial ambiance as I stepped off of the boat. This feeling, however, quickly faded into a distant memory with each kilometer traversed past the multi-lane highway and towards the quieter, sparsely populated, and markedly more tranquil side of the island. Ah yes, this is much more what I had in mind.
Well, after about an hour and a half on the bike for what it should have taken me 30 minutes, but I can't read even Google Maps properly. I'm way off in the jungle here, and I found my way to Skull Beach. I'm told Skull Beach is one of the nicer, more isolated, beautiful beaches, even though I'm seeing tourists down here already, but I guess I shouldn't complain. I don't own the world. It is beautiful out here in the jungle though. So we'll have a quick swim and then try to make it back before nightfall and before my gas tank runs out. Well, I'm caught in a rainstorm here on the way back from Skull Beach. Normally this wouldn't bother me, but I don't have any rain clothes, which isn't a big deal, but I'm riding a bike that's not mine, that I'm not used to. I don't know how good the tires are on an unfamiliar terrain, unfamiliar island. I'm not sure how slippery these roads are gonna get, so I'm just gonna wait it out here, take refuge in the shelter of the jungle for a little bit and see if it lightens up in the next bit.
After happily taking the L on the night's activities due to, shall we say, less than ideal weather conditions, with my appetite reinvigorated, it was time to refill the tank.
So I'm here at Nam Restaurant and enjoying a banana mango smoothie. Now this place was recommended by my friend Callan and also by Google. Beautiful ambiance out here. We've got like a nice rustic feel around the restaurant, a little bit of nature, and I've ordered a mixed platter of local delicacies. I think it's got a rendang, some different tropical salads and stuff like that. So we've got rice with onion flakes, we've got some papadums, We've got a mango cashew salad, a chicken satay, fried egg, beef rendang, and a carrot pickled cucumber salad and some soy sauce. So let's just go around and try everything. It's a unique flavor in this mango salad. They definitely got some spice, so they've got some chili in here, and they've got some cilantro, and then there's some kind of a sauce that makes it taste kind of uniquely Malaysian here also. I don't know what it is. Papadam. Nice and crispy, what can you say? Let's try this chicken satay. Wow. As soon as I bit into it, I was like, wow. They nailed the cook on it. The flavor's ridiculous. And the satay sauce itself, it's just got a unique little twang in it. It's really good. Beef rendang is like a classic Malaysian dish. I don't know if it's their national dish, but it's definitely one of the things you need to try when you come to Malaysia. They've got some herbs in here that remind me of northern Thai food, to be honest. But that beef is tender, succulent, a little bit spicy. Pickled salad is excellent. Everything, very nice.
A man shall bite one's tongue about certain undesirable elements when a larger overarching purpose is well served.
Well, I'm here in the Kua district of Langkawi. I'm not sure if I got the pronunciation correct there. Sipping a nice cold tiger out of these tiny little glasses that I like. They allow you, oh, there's just something foreign and fun about it, but they also allow your beer to stay a little bit colder. This is the more built up part of the island. Now I'm situated way on the more isolated part of the island, which suits me much better, but I can't find any ATMs there. So I rode the bike all the way here and I decided to get some dinner while I'm on this side. So I've ordered a fried rice, an egg fried rice, and some type of a special duck that they have here. Okay, let's tuck into this duck and fried rice. Now, try the fried rice. Now, this fried rice doesn't look like much, and to be honest, I have had better in Malaysia, but it's pretty damn good. They've got fried rice down to a science here. I've been very impressed with all the fried rices I've had in Malaysia so far. Let's try some of this beautiful looking duck. I'm excited about this sauce. That duck is tender, beautiful color on it. You've got some sesame seeds on the top here. And then the sauce is kind of what tastes like just a really tasty, modified style of barbecue sauce, really. And the duck tastes like a really good Christmas ham. That's what I would liken it to, but juicier. So the name of that duck I ordered was a Peipa duck. And just one interesting tidbit of information that I forgot to mention. Beer and booze in general is really expensive in Malaysia. I think mostly due to the fact that it's a Muslim country, but beer is levied and taxed like very, very highly. And it's quite expensive, you know, $7-8 a beer at restaurants, stuff like that. Well, here on Langkawi, they have duty-free status for the whole island. So this beer is like $1.50, something like that in the restaurant for a bottle of Tiger or Heineken or whatever you prefer. I like to go as local as possible, do what the Romans do.
Kuching, Borneo. I'll admit if you would have told me in my 20s that I'd be here sampling different foods for my YouTube channel in 2024, I'd probably say you were crazy.
So I'm here in Borneo now, in Kuching, Borneo. Now to me that sounds like a bit of a Chinese name. I could be wrong. However, there's definitely a big Chinese influence here. I'm in Chinatown right now, and it's weird, like most of these places are closed. As you can see behind me, like everything's shuttered up. So I don't know if it's because it's a certain day of the week. I think it's like Friday though. That doesn't really make sense. I'm wondering if this has something to do with that sickness that was going around a couple of years ago and everything got shuttered and never opened back up again. I'm not sure. But since I'm in Chinatown here, I'm gonna go look for something delicious to eat. I don't know what it's gonna be, but we'll find out. We are trying the Sarawak Laksa Special Ayam. Well, if you're not familiar, laksa is something very special to Malaysian food. I'm not even sure exactly what constitutes a laksa, but you know one when you have one. Some are a bit more fishy, some use coconut milk. Most, I find, have a bit of a curry thing going on. Maybe a little bit similar to a cow soy that way, but quite a bit different. So we've got the chicken laksa here. It's got mid-size, I believe, rice noodles. This is very good. This one's more of a curry flavor. It's got some breaded chicken bits, as well as a whole leg of chicken. We've got like these mini oranges here, mini tangerines or something like that. You see these around Asia a little bit. We got bean sprouts, we've got a hard-boiled egg, a little bit of celery, and here again, just a nice homey broth. So that's it, chicken laksa. Very nice. And then to drink, I've seen this in a couple places in Malaysia, just a simple honey lemon ice, it's called. So I literally just chop up lemon, put in some honey, water and ice, mix it together. Really good, not too sweet. And quite pleasing. The lady working here, I think she's probably the owner. Quite surly, I must say. No response to any of the thank yous or anything that I've said. However, there's give and take in this game. This restaurant, food, traveling, eating game. And I will take good food with surliness over like a really pleasant person and some weak ass food. So, you know, I'll take it.
People often ask me which is my favorite of the places I've seen throughout my travels, and although I can never narrow it down to just one, Malaysian Borneo would undoubtedly make the shortlist. Food, landscape, people, exemplary.
So I just stepped out of my hotel. We're heading across the street. God bless the 24-hour joint. It's not that late, but I love these 24-hour places. We got a great spot that I ate at the other day. Got an early flight in the morning, so I'm not gonna mess around too much. And I wanna show you guys this place anyways, because it's magnificent. What we're about to get into is 2 beef kebabs on biryani with some type of a sauce here, and then we've got this beautiful fresh apple juice that they do here. It's the only time I've seen like a Granny Smith style sour apple juice, sugar-free. It's tart, it's delicious. Let's get into this beef kebab. Dip it in the sauce. Oh, kind of in that cinnamony, that cinnamon neighborhood, a bit with the spice range. You know, that kind of cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice. This beautiful biryani rice. It's Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat over here. Really colorful, flavored beautifully. Thank you. All right, now we've got my garlic cheese naan bread, which it's amazing. I was actually here the other day and the food was great. Malaysia is the only place, and I've never been to India, so I'll prep it with that, but it's the only place I've seen these really thick style naan breads that have like a bunch of cheese in there, super oozing with cheese. So I got the garlic and cheese, as you do, and it's got this dipping sauce here.
Flavor country. I touched down in Miri with a singular purpose, to peruse the legendary, dare I say nearly mythical spectacle known simply as Old Man Street. And I must say, initially my heart turned black, welling with a disappointment so bitter, so despondent, and then... Hello? Ah, pay dirt. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Alright, I'm here at a restaurant called the Fisherman's Wharf here in Miri. And I've ordered like a seafood spread here right on the table. It's done with a Malaysian sauce called sambal sauce, which is, it's like shrimp paste, chili, onion, garlic, galangal, lime juice, salt, sugar, and probably a couple other things that I'm forgetting. They set me up with my trusty plastic gloves here. I feel like I'm about to give someone an enema. Maybe this crab. Look at that. Big old crab guts. Interested about this sauce actually. Oh. That is delicious. Just crab gut goodness. The sauce isn't too strong, but it complements the seafood perfectly. Liberating eating with my hands like this. I ordered some big old scallops as well because I love scallops. Tastes like the ocean, as advertised. I like that the sauce is slightly understated, even though I'm a big fan of big flavors, the large flavors. You do want the seafood flavor to kind of permeate through and not get overshadowed, especially when you're shelling out, pun intended, for some expensive seafood, crab, scallops, and whatnot. So we're right down by the sea here, not directly on the ocean, but this came as like the highly recommended seafood spot to check out, so I'm pretty impressed. So, exiting the Fisherman's Wharf, you might be wondering, what was the verdict on the seafood ensemble? Now, according to Traveler's Law, all good and relaxing times can and will be interrupted by, you guessed it, a screaming baby. And as the cherry on top, to quell aforementioned screaming baby, they busted out the phones with the YouTube and the children's television show to interrupt the intended slow, relaxing jazz music that was supposed to be providing the ambiance. That being said, it wasn't too bad. It was good. It was not a bad time. No. Could it be? Is it some type of desert oasis?
All right, thought why not stop off in this little bar here. Kind of a little bit rare for this part of the world to have a complex like this. They're about, but so it's actually a serve yourself beer bar. I was able to get myself a Sapporo here, which is a nice Japanese beer. So, and the food here is actually like a Filipino influenced menu, which was, I was told, might happen, you know, as I travel through Borneo and get closer to the Philippines. There's more, like there's a Filipino influence and there's an Indonesian influence, as opposed to northern mainland Malaysia, which is more of a Thai influence, and then everywhere's got the Chinese influence and the Indian Muslim influence. So a unique area as far as food goes. We'll try out this pork adobo here. It really looks really nice. You can tell they've got big old pieces of pork belly in here, which is dope. This does not disappoint at all. If you've never had an adobo, it's like a Filipino stew. Some bay leaves, onion. It kind of distills itself down into like a thin gravy. It's quite tasty, quite homey stew. Might remind you a little bit of like a Western stew, but it's definitely got its own thing. And they made this one spicy for me, as I asked for it. So it's got some chili peppers in there also. I'd say the meat's really tender, really good actually. And the spice complements the beer perfectly. This is a really nice snack. I'm very impressed.
A little R&R and KK. Welcome to Kota Kinabalu.
So I'm down here at this very public beach in Kota Kinabalu, and I think it's a Sunday. That's why it seems so packed down here, but it's a lot of families just down here on a Sunday having little picnics and enjoying a beautiful sunset. So there's actually a big ass food carnival type outdoor market going on here as well. I wasn't expecting to film any food today, but I figure might as well when in Rome, so we'll go find something. I'll try avocado chocolate.
Yeah.
So I'll bring it.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, screw it. Let's try this. Let's try this thing. Avocado chocolate. All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, I've been doing traditional stuff the entire time, and I'm in this kind of carnival market type setting. I might just try out some weird little like snacky finger food type stuff here while I'm here. Why not? See what it's like in Malaysia for that type of thing. This is really good. It's like a dope milkshake. Avocado has a certain neutrality in the flavor that allows the chocolate to come through, and then it's also the texture of an avocado allows it to be whipped like a milkshake. So this is actually a brilliant combination in my opinion. It's actually super tranquil down here with the sunset, and everyone just seems super peaceful Sunday vibe right now. Food everywhere, and then we've got this little girl singing on the microphone who's actually got an excellent voice also, really setting the mood. It's nice. All right, let's see what other kind of junk food I can get into here.
Little known fact, I was once a giant Ugg boot mascot on the Manly Beach Corso in Australia. I feel your pain, sir.
I was thinking about getting one of these mozza cheese dogs, but I just know they're gonna have all sorts of like sweet sauce, although it's just gonna be too much. I can't do it, can't do it. You get something a little bit more mid-range. Ooh, they got these big potato rosti things. Hello, can I get one?
It's like watching Dolly scrawl with cholesterol collected from my future arterial walls.
Okay, I got this crazy potato rosti thing. So, you saw her making it up for me with all the sauces. What this is, well, to me it's pretty big. So it looks like multiple potatoes on this thing, or one big ass giant potato. Look at this thing, it's like 20 inches long. And it's just like a spiral cut potato into basically like a bunch of homemade little potato chips. Tasty. It's gonna fill me up. This is terrible for you. Fried food with all sorts of sauces of miscellaneous or anonymous origin, or ambiguous origin, whatever word you want to use. I think it's like a fake cheese sauce, kind of a fake in between sour cream and mayonnaise, and then like a kind of a ketchup. Okay, so we got some little mini octopuses grilled on a stick here with a spicy seafood sauce of some sort. Tender. Very nice. These are about 75 cents per mini octopus. A stick of 3 of them was like $2.50 or something. Very good. Sometimes when you order stuff like this, it can be a bit rubbery. And this one is a tiny bit, but it's actually got a nice little crispy outside from the grill. And, you know, it's pretty tender. All right, eat these quick. I want to catch a little bit more of this sunset on the camera. So I found myself at this really cool night bazaar here. We've got all sorts of fresh produce and vegetables and dried items of different sorts. And then they've got people cooking food also. Everything from garlic and chilies to fresh pork and fresh chicken, fresh fish, dried fish, all sorts of vegetables. There's dudes fixing clothes on sewing machines outside. This is the type of market I really like. It's gigantic, it's really cool. So I'm just gonna go find myself something to eat because that's kind of what the show is, you know? Coconut, can I have one coconut? This market is the real deal if I've ever seen it. This is the type of stuff that I love. And I was complaining about the Ramblers market in Barcelona because it was like too ritzy. This is the market. This is what you want. Plastic chairs, plastic tables. I mean, I just got this fantastic, and I can tell just by how it tastes. This is just straight up coconut water, like straight out of the coconut. A big old glass of it for like 75 cents Canadian. Amazing.
Steamed butter garlic, fried rice, fried noodles.
What is the nonya?
Nyonya,
Which fish is that?
yeah, please. 38 ringgit, sir.
38 ringgit.
Yeah.
Okay, can I do that one with the samba?
Okay, fried or steamed? Fried.
Fried?
Fried nyonya, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna start digging in. Screw it. Like, my fish will be coming soon enough. Let's try out this this fried rice. Good. A big portion too. Really big portion. And it's steaming hot. Right. All right. So my fish is here. I don't even know what kind of fish it is, to be honest. I'm not really too concerned. I can tell you it's a tasty fish. I can tell you it's a tasty white fish. Superbly cooked, decent size, and this sambal sauce is unreal. I love this stuff. It's like a classic Malaysian flavor, especially going with seafood. It's got a molasses kind of texture to it. Like it's a little bit on the thick side, which is really nice. It coats the fish perfectly. We got that garlic ginger flavor with some lemongrass, some chilies, and then something that's making it also a little bit sweet. So it's got like a little sweet sour play on flavors going. Ah, thank you. Ah, some morning glory. Always a flavor I love. They've done this one with something there's a bit of a fermented taste in here. A lot of onion, a little bit different than they do it in, say, Thailand. Yeah, definitely like some stank fermented flavor going on here, but it's good. Well, I'm super full. And I must say, in life, sometimes you're lucky enough to visit somewhere truly special. Today was one of those days. That was maybe the coolest market I've ever been to in my life. And the fact, it's actually right on the ocean. So, you know the seafood was super fresh. Hello. You know the seafood was super fresh. And that guy thought the camera was pointed in his direction. Nope, I'm filming myself. And you had like all the smoke from the grills permeating the place. Like it just gave it this really, really cool feel. Super authentic. Best market ever. I've been given an anonymous tip from an anonymous source about some really real deal authentic Szechuanese Chinese food. Hello. Can I? Hello. There we go. Cheers. Sorry about that. So I'm here and I've been given a tip about some authentic Szechuanese Chinese food. And if you know me, you know that this is like one of my favorite little things to eat. I love Szechuanese style spicy Chinese food. So We're gonna go find out if this place is the real deal or not.
So I've ordered the most menacing looking dish I could find on the whole thing. There's no English names here, it's all in Chinese or Malay. So I ordered the picture that looked the hottest. So I've got a Szechuanese Chinese chicken dish here, and it's just stuffed with peppers, dry peppers or dried chilies, wet chilies, peppercorns. And the interesting thing about the Szechuan peppercorn is that the husk actually contains a property that makes your mouth numb, which is an interesting sensation when eating. All right, so I got a nice boneless piece. And put some straight dried chilies with it, go hard. Nice chunky pieces of green bell pepper. Oh, amazing flavor there. The spice is starting to hit me. I haven't got the mouth numbing. The mouth numbing effect is starting to come on now too, so you know it's the real deal. And then we've got chunks of ginger and garlic, which I always love. This is straight up ridiculous. Such good food. This dish is not for the faint of heart. Do not attempt unless you've got an iron stomach like me and a high spice tolerance.
So I just finished up with the Szechuanese Chinese food, and I can tell you 100% that was super authentic. It was absolutely delicious. My mouth is still numb and burning, but damn was it worth it.
I've been thinking about this topic for 50 years, actually, thinking about thinking. I wrote a paper when I was 14, that's 50 years ago, that basically described the human brain as a large number of pattern recognizers. And I did a program that did pattern recognition on musical melodies and then wrote original music with the patterns it had discovered. So you could feed in Chopin, and it would write the music like it was a student of Chopin or Mozart. You could recognize which composer had been analyzed with the original music that it was composing. And this book actually articulates a very consistent thesis. Pattern recognition is what we do well. We're not very good at logical thinking. Computers do a far better job than that.
We no longer following protocol, on a first name basis. From now on, only dial tones for your agent. Downloadable, scroll them for you to hold them. Foldable 3D printed, just tore a hole through your modem. Stolen files, we decode them. Load them, get what's noted. Over the metronome, your boy colder than Minnesota. You holding a tin of soda, open your popping quota. Caught in the farmer lobby like Obi, Copy, and Yoda. Only we marching forward, don't let go through your shoulder. Covert ops in a bowler, they Photoshop in the moment. That Kodak no longer own it. Oldies considered golden, the gold is considered stone age. Get fitted inside a folder. Now we hoping for solar. Their market is polar with polar caps on my arteries. Art of charming the cobra. Lot of carp in the moat that I bore to hold my pagoda. I go to sleep on a cloud in the robe of an Ayato. I think we reached the time limit. Earthquakes every 5 minutes. Acid rain, captivating time in it. Temperature climb, reach the virus fly. Yeah, it's spreading like wildfire. Contagion with stylized innovation is mile high. Aviation and trying to hide from inflation. Indicate with Osama lock with no combination. A letter to money lenders pretending your resignation. Bailing out brothers laymen. Bank accounts in the Caymans is tantamount to enslavement. These bankers think they can David and late for their own arraignment. Acid rain on the pavement. Dancing the Macarena on graves that they desecrate. And it's blatant the tax evasion. Empty an island vacation. Laid on his private plane while a family can't buy the basics. Calamity empire advisor who pushing that vaccination. That line is gonna get me censored. All entered by cabinet straight. And I ain't in the habit of waiting. Greetings and salutations. Just read at the palette. Painting a portrait of procrastination and character assassination. Bad for your reputation. If jailing the perp ain't working, but dotted his fucking face.
Kennedy apparently shot him head. He fell face down in the back seat of his car.
Okay.
Blood was on his head.
I gotta think, where would that
Kennedy tried,
fit?
oh no, and tried to hold up his head.
Just want to get them as close as possible. It makes it easier during the editing process to line everything out.
No worries.
Oh, I'm supposed to be taking the gimbal with me into here.
Oh. So, like I mentioned before, everything's in time. I'm going to use a count-in. Are you all right with 1 bar count-in before the moment?
Yeah, I think so. Should be fine.
And you're just doing a straight read now, yeah?
Yeah, let's just run through the track once.
Fantastic. I'm going to pop out and get the script.
For 50 years, actually.
Oh, you can fast forward it way up because this intro eats up like 45 seconds or something.
Okay, do you want it to drop just before
Just
the
before the... So...
You're coming on beat right after that,
Yeah.
So would that be a good point to go?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. Rolling.
This is the hardest part of the track, actually. Is just coming in on this part. We no longer following protocol on a first name basis. From now on, catching dial tones to your agent. Downloadable, scrotum for you to hold them. Foldable 3D printed, just tore a hole through your modem. Stolen files, we decode them. Load them like Edward Snowden. Over the metronome, your boy colder than Minnesota. You holding a tin of soda. Opium, poppy quota. Quoting the farmer lobby like Obi copying Yoda.
Only we marching forward, don't let go for your shoulder. Covert ops in Ebola, they Photoshop in the moment. In the habit of waiting. Greetings and salutations.
Does that feel right to you, or?
Play it again.
In the habit of waiting. In the habit of waiting. In the habit of waiting.
Can I hear it with the beat?
Yeah, of course.
That vaccination, that line is gonna get me censored. I'll enter the cabinet straight, and I ain't in the habit of waiting. Greetings and salutations.
What do you think?
I think it's good. I think it's a bit loud. Now try.
That vaccination, that line is gonna get me censored. I'll enter the cabinet straight, and I ain't in the habit of waiting. Greetings and salutations.
Yeah, it's cool.
And yeah, okay. I can make it better. Yeah, I'll make it better.
It sounds like just a tiny, like, you can tell it's not like right.
I'm really tempted to just give this a little nudge. I don't want to mess with your vocals too much, but I guarantee
I don't care, whatever sounds good.
Yeah.
It's not like we're fucking using a bunch of auto-tune here or anything, you know?
I don't like auto-tune.
Me neither.
I like manually doing it if it needs to be done.
Once in a while, we'll use it for like a little bit of something in one of my tracks, but I don't use it very often.
It is stylistic.
So I can actually sing.
Yeah, exactly. I had a student that was just like mind blown. It's like, oh, I took your advice and I stopped using Waves tune real time and I sound better now. And he really does.
Enter my friend Callan Green, no Diddy, for a taste of Peranakan at the heralded Lima Pulo restaurant in downtown KL.
Yeah. Saya bahasa Melayu tidak bagus.
That's actually pretty good. Accent is on point. Alright, so this actually, patai is stinky beef.
Okay.
Now it is what the name says. I'm not sure if you can smell it. It is stinky, but a lot of people like it. Now ours has a little bit of a bitter taste to it, so you have to kind of know that going into it. But it's very good. It's very good for your body as well. It kind of cleanses your body. So that's why our chef, I know this is a bit inappropriate, but our chef likes to say that you will smell it twice while you're eating it in, you know. Christmas the next day. Yeah, give it a go. It's very healthy, very good. Other than the oils going on, it's quite good for your body.
Okay.
Right, and then the laksa should be coming right up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dude, I've seen this on menus, and I was like really intrigued about the little green things that are in here. Are those like lima beans or something? What are they? Do you know?
She called them stinky beans.
Is that what she said?
Okay. That's what it translates to.
I'm gonna try one of them just on its own. That's really good. This is gonna be spicy for you though.
Well, I already had one piece.
She was right on it coming out. Other side.
You gotta get stuck into the pie tea burger. What's really nice is it's a really good contrast because this is sort of oily and spicy, and this one is just like fresh. So shove the whole thing in your mouth.
Do I want some of this sauce on that?
Yeah, probably.
That is so good, man.
Yeah.
That's a dope little bite.
Yeah.
It's really fresh.
The origin is if you talk about the Straits of Malacca, right? So the space that runs between the peninsula of Malaysia and Sumatra. Now it's the busiest shipping lane in the world. It's always been super important for, you know, global shipping, exploration, the spice trade, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So especially in like the 1600s, we had a lot of the Chinese coming down to these parts of the world for trade reasons. And what happened is the cultures began to mingle, especially in places like Penang, Malacca, and Singapore. So these are your like really hubs for Peranakan food. And you know, they were fantastic.
White rice.
Oh, little love hearts. Sayang awak. I just told her I loved her. But and then so you talk about a meld of cultures, and there are stories about, you know, a Chinese merchant marrying a Malay princess and the cultures coming together. And there's when you're in Penang, you can see this in fashions and all sorts of stuff as well.
Thank you.
Wow, we have ordered a lot of food. So
And we gotta
this
try
is
everything.
the ayam barampa.
Yeah.
It's sort of halfway between rendang chicken and chicken curry.
Wow.
And then
What do you know what they've chopped up on the top here? You have any idea? Are we just gonna find
this
out?
looks like
by tasting?
some ginger flour. Yeah, that's ginger flour. Yeah.
So it tastes super kaffir lime leafy though.
Yeah. And
Like,
I reckon
almost
I would
identical.
say that green is cafe lime,
that's okay. Sorry.
and the red or pink there is ginger flour.
That makes sense.
And then
No, that ginger flower's got a really interesting flavor to it.
it's what was in that gin last night.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the pongte chicken is like ginger and like soy and kind of a few other things. This
On
is
your
one, This is
recommendation.
one of my absolute favorites.
It looks like it falls apart in your mouth.
It does. Some nice sauce on there.
Oh my god, that looks unreal.
Yeah. They really nailed that one.
Oh my god. You really taste the coconut milk in here.
Oh yeah.
This shit is unreal, man. Love that gravy.
Yeah.
Sometimes a nice thin gravy is just what you need. Just what the doctor ordered on certain
Yeah.
dishes.
The eggplant's pretty bland by itself.
What is this sauce over here? Ooh,
I have no idea. Some sort of chili.
looks dark and sinister.
Some sort of chili one, and then some sort of shrimp paste one, I think.
Well, I like dark and sinister, so.
Yeah. Just like your soul.
Exactly. Yeah, this one has like a little bit of something fermenty going on in there for sure. That'd be shrimp paste? Or is this one the one with shrimp paste?
That's shrimp paste, the second one.
Oh, because this one had something a little fishy going on it too.
Probably. There's a lot of fishy stuff going on.
Oh yeah. Classic, spicy, shrimpy, tasty.
Yeah, it's a real classic Peranakan taste.
What makes people come together and begin to accept each other's differences with common understanding on a global scale? Long before the internet, there was the dining room table. Now you'll probably deem these words to ring hyperbolic. However, I'm certain there's more than a kernel of truth within this gumbo of blah blah blah. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? In the case of Malaysia, such a wonderful mix of cultures coinciding under the umbrella of one relatively prosperous nation. So my question is, did this diverse mix of cultures allow for the birth of such an exquisite national cuisine? Or did the appreciation of these previously alien flavors provide a jump-off point for these different cultures to come together harmoniously? Well, that's a question for the historians, I suppose.